Today I will present a project based on a company called AtliQ Hardware, which is selling computer peripherals like monitor, mouses, keyboard and other accessories. AtliQ Hardware have been grown rapidly for years and their sales has been increased and their revenue too. And so the size of their Excel file is also have been increased. And the employees at AtliQ Hardware have been loved Excel and they made the database there. But one day something unexpected happened. Their important business planning file in Excel have been stopped working and the file have been corrupted beyond recovery, and that's when they realized relying on Excel wasn't sustainable anymore. So they have been hired a data folks team and created a database in a MySQL because it is free and also robust. And a year went away and then they realized the data is the new gold. That's when the company took the next step. They formed a dedicated data analytics team to make the company data informed. The goal was simple: use data to make better business decisions. In this project, I have been analyzing the AtliQ Hardware business data to help uncover meaningful insights. First, we will discuss the AtliQ Hardware business model, how the company operates, and then I will walk you through the hardware question that asked by the product owner, and I will share the insights that derived from the data. AtliQ's core business model starts at their own manufacturing facility, where they produce popular hardware like mouse, printers, and PCs, and these products are then sent to a central data warehouse and shipped to various countries. From there, they reach the end consumer through several channels like retailers, a big player like Chroma and Amazon, and direct their own AtliQ e-store and exclusive retail outlets, and then distributors, partners like Neptune who get the products to smaller local shops. These are the datasets that I have got for this project. It contains 2-dimension table and several fact table. The objective of this project is all about acting fast and staying flexible, focusing on short-term goals and solving urgent problems, and finding efficient solutions when the standard process don't apply. My first Ad-hoc request is my product owner wanted a detailed report of individual product sales for customer Chroma India for fiscal year 2021. The goal was to track the monthly product sales and enable further product analytics on Excel. And also the report should include the following fields as well. This is the query that I wrote for it, where I used joins to connect several tables and used where class and also order by. And this is the output table. Now we can export this table into a CSV file and send it to my product owner, where they can run further analytics on Excel and make better decisions. My second Ad-hoc request is monthly gross sales report. My product owner wanted to see the overall monthly gross sales for customer Chroma India. The purpose of this request is to understand how much revenue, total sales revenue is generating by this customer for AtliQ Hardware each month, and use that information to strengthen our customer relationship and make better decisions. The report should contain 2 key fields. One is month and the another is total gross sales amount for that month. And this is the query that I wrote for it, where I use joins, where class and group by and also order by. And this is the output table. And now we can export this report into a CSV file and send it to my product owner. This report helped the product team to get a clear picture of monthly contribution of Chroma India to AtliQ overall sales and identify important sales pattern. Here you can see the work is kind of repetitive. Today my product owner needs a report for Chroma, but tomorrow it may be eBay or Amazon. That's why I created a stored procedure, and this is the query that I wrote for it. All you have to do is just enter the customer code and it will automatically generate the report for that specific customer, which will save us lots of time and effort. For example, if I enter the customer code for Amazon, it will automatically generate the same report for that specific customer. My third Ad-hoc request is market batch classification. My product owner wanted to quickly classify the market based on the total sold quantity. So I was asked to create a stored procedure that determines the market based on a simple logic. If the total sold quantity of a market is greater than 5 million, it is tagged as gold. Otherwise, it is tagged as silver. And the input parameters are the market and the fiscal year. And the output parameter is simply the batch, whether it is gold or silver. The purpose of this request is to identify the high performing market and take strategic decision accordingly. For this request, I created a stored procedure called getMarketBatch. It takes two input, the market and the fiscal year, and classifies each market whether it is gold or silver. And this is the query that I used for it. It includes if statement for the logic and joins to connect the customer and sales table, and where class to filter data by market and the fiscal year. If the total sold quantity of a market is greater than 5 million, it assigns the gold badge, otherwise it assigns the silver. So just a single procedure call, the product owner can instantly know how a market is performing for a given fiscal year. For example, if I enter India and fiscal 2021, it will automatically assign the badge for the market for the given fiscal year. My fourth Ad-hoc request is my product owner wanted a report that showing the top performing product, market and customers by net sales for a given fiscal year. And the purpose of this request is to get the holistic view of the company's financial performance and make data-driven decisions wherever needed. Since this report is going to be used frequently, I have created stored procedure for it. But before that, I have created an Excel table and stored it inside a view. We use view because it acts like a virtual table and will make our complex query easier to understand and improve reusability, and it will make our data model easier to maintain and secure. And then I used that view to and created the stored procedures for get top end customer, market and products by net sales for a given fiscal year. Here you can see this is the query that I wrote for to get the top end customers by net sales and by the given fiscal year. And this procedure takes three input, the market, the fiscal year and also the get top end. And here I have used the where class to filter by the markets and fiscal year. Then I used group by to group the customers, and finally I used order by with limit to get the top end results. And to get the top product and market, we can simply reuse the same query by just changing the column and create another stored procedure. This makes the entire process efficient, reusable and scalable for future analysis. If you want the top customer, product or market, you just call this procedure and give the input like the market, fiscal year and the number of results you need, and it will automatically generate you the output. You don't need to write the query again and again. And this process is dynamic, reusable and more efficient and saves lots of time and ensuring consistency whenever the product owner needs a quick insights. My fifth Ad-hoc request is my product owner wanted a bar chart showing the top customers are marketed by the percentage of net sales, and this is the query that I wrote for it, and I have exported the data into a CSV file and loaded into Excel and created a bar chart. And I'm not going to go so deep into this request because it is quite similar to the previous one and to avoid repetitions. My sixth Ad-hoc request is I want to create a stored procedure to find the top end products. I know it is kind of repetitive, but this time I want to find the top end products in each division based on the total sold quantity for a given financial year. To achieve this, I use a CTE common table expression to calculate the total sold quantity of each product within every division. Then I use a dense rank window function with a partition by division to get to rank the products within each division based on their total sold quantity. Then I filter the product by using a simple where condition in the rank value. Then I wrapped up this logic inside a stored procedure so that by just giving two input, the financial year you need and the top end products you need, it will dynamically create you the result like top 3 or top 5 product per division for a given financial year based on their total sold quantity in just a one call. My seventh Ad-hoc request is my product owner wanted a forecast accuracy report for all customers for a given financial year. The purpose of this request is to track how accurate our forecasts are compared to the actual sales. To achieve this, first I created a separate table called fact actual estimate. Since some customer had sales but no forecast and other had forecast but no sales, I used a left join and a right join and combined them using a union. So by that we don't miss any data on the either side. And after that I updated the null value with 0 because my product owner specifically mentioned that if there is no sales or forecast, just show them 0. So once that is ready, I created a stored procedure that calculates the key metrics like total sold quantity, total forecast quantity, net error, absolute error and the forecast accuracy percentage. And this is the query that I used to create the stored procedure. Inside this query, I used CTE, common table expression to calculate the total sold quantity, total forecast quantity and net error and absolute error for each customer. And I also used group by to summarize the data in the customer level, and order by to sort the customer based on the forecast accuracy percentage. And I have also used functions like sum, absolute, and if condition to calculate the end forecast accuracy percentage, like 100 minus absolute error. And now whenever we need a forecast accuracy report for any financial year, we can just call this store procedure and give a year as fiscal year as input, and it will automatically generates as the full report within a seconds. And that's the end of our project presentation. Through this ad-hoc request, we saw how AtliQ Hardware moved from using Excel as a database to becoming a data-driven organization powered by MySQL. From building store procedure to automate the repetitive tasks, and every step helped the company to make better and faster and more accurate business decisions. This project not only improved efficiency but also showed us how data analytics can transform raw data into real business insights. And thank you for watching my presentation. I hope you really enjoyed this walkthrough of how AtliQ Hardware became truly data informed.